Emily Carter once believed in love. She believed in forever, in honesty, and in the warm future she imagined with her husband, Daniel Carter. They lived in a quiet town in California, in a white house with blue windows and a small garden Emily cared for every morning. But behind those peaceful walls lived a lie. Daniel was not the man Emily married. One rainy night, Emily came home early from her teaching job because she had a terrible headache. As she opened the bedroom door, her heart stopped. Daniel was not alone. A strange woman stood there, wearing Emily's robe. The silence screamed louder than words. "What is this, Daniel?" Emily asked, her voice shaking. Daniel did not apologize. He did not even look ashamed. "It's not what you think," he said coldly. "You're always tired. Always working. I needed someone who understands me." Emily felt something break inside her chest. She packed her clothes and left that house the same night. No fight. No tears. Just silence. But betrayal was only the beginning. 2 weeks later, Daniel used his powerful lawyer friends to take everything. Heavy check mark the house. Heavy check mark the savings. Heavy check mark even her car. Emily was left with nothing but her small suitcase and a broken heart. She moved into a tiny rented room and started working at a cafe to survive. At night, she cried. In the mirror, she saw a weak woman. But inside, something dangerous was growing. One night, while washing dishes in the cafe, she whispered to herself, "I will not beg. I will not fall. I will rise, and I will make them regret it." Her revenge would not be loud. It would be perfect. And it would take time. Emily didn't know yet how, but she knew one thing: Daniel would pay for what he did. Not with fists. Not with screams. But with loss. Emily's life had changed completely. From a teacher with a home and respect, she became a woman serving coffee to strangers. Every morning at 6 a.m. she cleaned tables. Every night, she returned to her small rented room and stared at the ceiling. But she was not weak anymore. She was thinking. One day, a customer left his newspaper on the cafe table. The headline caught her eye: "Business tycoon Daniel Carter expands his company." Emily's hands shook. Daniel was rising, while she had fallen. That night, she opened her old laptop and began searching about Daniel's company. She learned, heavy check mark his company had illegal deals. Heavy check mark his new girlfriend, Sophia, was a gold digger. Heavy check mark his business partner, Mark, secretly hated him. Emily smiled for the first time in months. "This is where I start," she whispered. She enrolled in an online business and law course using her last savings. She worked double shifts at the cafe. Her hands were tired. Her eyes were weak. But her mind was sharp. Months passed. Emily changed. Heavy check mark her body became stronger. Heavy check mark her voice became confident. Heavy check mark her mind became dangerous. She dyed her hair black and wore glasses. No one would recognize the broken wife anymore. She created a new identity, Emma Stone. One day, she sent an email to Daniel's company: "I am a financial consultant. I can help your company increase profit." Daniel never knew, the woman he hired was the woman he destroyed. Inside the company office, Emily walked in proudly. Daniel looked at her. He did not recognize her. And that was the first victory. Emily thought, "You took my life. Now I will take your world." Emily, now known as Emma Stone, started working inside Daniel's company. The building was tall and shiny, but inside it smelled of greed and lies. She sat at her new desk, pretending to study files. But in truth, she was hunting. Every day, she listened carefully. Every day, she watched silently. Soon, she discovered the truth. Heavy check mark Daniel was hiding money in secret accounts. Heavy check mark he was cheating investors. Heavy check mark his partner Mark was planning to betray him. Heavy check mark his girlfriend Sophia was stealing company money. Daniel was standing on a tower made of crime. One afternoon, Daniel walked into her office. "Emma, I hear you are very smart," he said. Emily looked up calmly. "I only do my job well, sir," she replied. Daniel smiled proudly. "Good. I need loyal people around me." Emily forced a smile. Inside her heart, she said, "You once trusted me too, and look what you did." That night, Emily copied important files onto a secret drive. Documents, bank numbers, fake contracts. She now had weapons. But revenge is not about speed. It is about timing. One evening, she saw Sophia arguing with Mark in the parking lot. "You promised me more money," Sophia shouted. "If Daniel finds out, we are dead," Mark replied. Emily recorded everything on her phone. Another weapon. Piece by piece, Daniel's empire was cracking. Emily stood by the window of her small room that night and whispered, "You destroyed my home. Now I will destroy your name." The storm was coming. Daniel didn't know yet, the woman he trusted was the woman who would end him. Emily knew one thing very well: revenge is not about anger. It is about control. Inside the company, she slowly became important. Daniel trusted her with financial plans and secret meetings. One morning, she walked into his office with fake concern. "Sir, investors are worried about losses. I suggest moving money into a safer account," Emily said calmly. Daniel nodded. "You're smart, Emma. Do it." That was the moment. Emily secretly directed money into accounts she had already reported to the authorities as suspicious. She also sent anonymous emails to journalists about illegal business deals. At the same time, she became close to Sophia. "You deserve better than Daniel," Emily whispered to her one day. "He hides money from you." Sophia's eyes filled with greed. Soon, Sophia started stealing more money. Mark began planning escape. And Daniel, he stood blind in the middle of his own trap. One night, Daniel shouted in his office, "Someone is betraying me." Emily stood quietly in the corner, acting shocked. Inside, she smiled. Because betrayal tastes different when you planned it. 2 days later, police cars arrived near the building. Reporters waited outside. Daniel watched from his office window, confused and afraid. Emily packed her bag. Before leaving, she looked at his door and whispered, "Just like you left me, I will leave you with nothing." The game was almost over. The next morning, the news spread like fire: famous businessman Daniel Carter under investigation for fraud and money laundering. Police entered the company office. Employees whispered. Cameras flashed. Daniel stood in the middle of the chaos, pale and shaking. "What is happening? I did nothing," he shouted. But the evidence was strong: heavy check mark secret bank accounts, heavy check mark fake contracts, heavy check mark recorded conversations, heavy check mark stolen money. Mark was arrested in the parking lot. Sophia tried to run away with a suitcase of cash, but police caught her at the airport. Daniel was taken in handcuffs. Outside the building, reporters pushed microphones toward him. "Mr. Carter, did you cheat your investors? Did you steal millions of dollars? Who is responsible?" Daniel had no answer. From across the street, Emily watched silently. For the first time in years, she felt free. That night, she went back to her small room and removed her glasses and wig. She looked into the mirror and said, "You took my home. You took my peace. But you made me stronger." Days later, the court announced, Daniel Carter lost, crossmark his company. Crossmark his reputation. Crossmark his money. He was sentenced to prison. One afternoon, Emily received a letter from prison. It was from Daniel. "Emily, I know it was you. I should have never betrayed you. Please forgive me." Emily read the letter slowly, then tore it into pieces. She whispered, "Forgiveness is for the weak past. Justice is for the strong future." But her story was not over yet. Months passed. Daniel Carter became just another prisoner number. His name disappeared from business magazines. His empire turned into dust. And Emily Carter became Emily Stone again. But this time, she was not broken. Using her knowledge and experience, she started her own small consulting firm. She helped other women who were cheated by powerful men. She taught them how to stand on their own feet. Her pain became her power. One evening, Emily stood near the ocean, watching the sunset. She remembered, heavy check mark the White House. Heavy check mark the blue windows. Heavy check mark the betrayal. Heavy check mark the tears. But she no longer cried. She smiled. "Revenge didn't make me happy," she said softly. "Freedom did." She deleted Daniel's last message from her phone and walked away. No more past. No more fear. No more chains. Her silence had been her weapon, and her courage became her crown. Rose the end.